Hey everybody, what's going on? Alan here, and this is the Gibson Garage Speed Shop YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, and since I've got your attention in the very beginning, why don't you check out my other social media outlets too. I've got TikTok at Gibson Garage SS, Instagram is GG Speed Shop, and I've got the Facebook page, Gibson Garage also. Go ahead and check me out, please. You guys will see photos and short videos and stuff like that in between the videos that I put out on YouTube. So go check those out. I'd appreciate it, and thank you very much to those who already are subscribed and you know, liked all my stuff like that already. It really means a lot. I've got over 8,600 subscribers now on YouTube, and it's making it really fun. It's making it exciting. So thank you. I can't say thank you enough. Just keep watching, please. Keep sharing. Hit that like button if you like to see stuff like this video. By the way, what are we doing in this video? We're gonna make a table out of an old bed frame. I have to make a table for this ArcDroid so I can cut out pieces for the air diffuser on the truck, so I can finish the transmission on the Dodge Magnum. And of course, now that parts are all finally in, I can get all this stuff done. It's all ready to be done at once, right? And of course, the weather has just turned terrible. It has been over 100 degrees for like 4 days now. This is another one. It's gonna be so hot. It's gonna be even hotter inside this garage. I can only be out here like a half hour at a time before I just start sweating bullets, and I just gotta go cool off. But we're gonna see what we can make out of this. I got a little plan. We're gonna use this sheet metal for my tabletop. It's not super thick, but it's gonna sit on top of the cutting slats, so it'll be fine. The idea is to make like the tabletop cut in half, and this half will be removable, and underneath will be the slats that you can cut on. And then of course, if I want to use the table for something else, I can put that sheet metal back on top. I remove the ArcDroid, and I've got solid tabletop also. I am gonna have to go pick up some more metal, because this is only enough to make like the table frame, and I might have to go to the scrap yard and see if I can find some more angle iron to make legs. And then also I'm gonna have to pick up the metal for the slots. Oh, really, master? That guy drives by here, does a wheelie almost every day. During the summer, definitely, right? It's been he's been doing it for a few years now. It's awesome. He's not the only one anymore. There's this old heavy cat, dude. He's a big guy, but he's on like a big old bagger, and he's standing that thing straight up down the road. Blah. Big old school helmet on, like Chips or something, but bigger. Anyway, let's get to it. So the first thing I want to do is just strip all these things down to their bare pieces, get the wheels off, get the rivets off, get them all separated from each other. Got it all stripped down here, all the little rivets, and they're all either sanded down or punched out. And I just want to get the dirt off of them and sand them down, and then we'll start making a frame. Okay, so I figured this was the best way to utilize my scrap pieces. And the lengths that they were just 2 inches too small. I need them 28 and they were 26, so I put in this 2-inch piece in the middle, and that leaves me with the longest scraps possible in case I need to use them later, instead of having a bunch of shorter pieces that I can't use. So we'll just do it this way and weld them up. Okay, so I've got the main square set up and it's mostly square. So, I mean, so close that I don't even want to mess with it anymore. I'm going to tack it just on the inside corners, and then we'll tap it into place from there and weld it up. There's one more piece I want to put here at about 10 inches. And right here is where the ArcDroid is going to sit. So I'm going to put a support here and then two going that way like that. And then cutting area will be all out here. Okay, now if nothing moved, this should be about 45 3/4. Well, a little over, about a 1/16. That means if we come over here, this is 1/16 under. So that's exactly where it was. I knew I was going to have to move it that extra little bit. Can't have too much of that music. That's my biggest struggle with this channel, is I gotta keep turning down the music. We're gonna set this at 10 inches. Okay, gotta set in place here with the magnets and want this flush. Pretty good. Gotta take the magnets away because apparently they mess up the current. I'm more of a sander than a welder. Alright, here's where we're at so far. The main frame is built. I've got that cross member in there, welded in place. Cleaned up some of the welds. Now I'm putting in these supports for the actual ArcDroid here. I put these in just to raise it up. The sheet of metal is going to sit on top of this and this other one here. The sheet of metal halfway recessed, half the thickness of the sheet on here, and then same with that side. These slats will be recessed, will be set below this just the same amount as these. So when I put a sheet of metal here and a sheet of metal over the slats, it's actually a flat surface, so I can use the table you know, both ways. Alright, it's coming along. So that one cut was enough to put both pieces in there perfectly this way. I gotta sand a little more off this edge here so it falls in. You know, after the frame isn't square anymore, after welding it up, it tweaked on me just a little bit. It's like a 1/16 of an inch out or an 1/8 of an inch out over here or something like that. But anyways, this is the plan. So these are sitting on the supports underneath, holding it just above, just a hair above this rail and above these rails. And once I get the slats in underneath this thing, it's going to hold it at the same height. I'll notch the slats, you know, to cut them to the right width, so it will hold it to this height. Now I need to get the ArcDroid on here and mark some holes. Okay, I've got the ArcDroid sitting on the braces here, and I made some tape marks to help me put it back in place once the metal tabletop is on there. So we'll just do that. Got these pieces in here just to brace it up for now. Sitting in there. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna take one of these bad boys here. Is it this size? A little smaller. Little smaller. Oh, that's as close as we're getting. Oh, there we go. Jiminy. Can't hit it. That was my thumb. I need my glasses. Ran out of battery. God dang it. Well, there it is. Bolted in. Or not yet. They're just sitting in. I realize I need to take some more shots and everything for the other platforms. But the holes are drilled. You can tell by all the shavings. And it's in place. Now I was just thinking, I still have to make the slats, but I was just thinking maybe I can use the ArcDroid to make the slats. It is 25 and 5/8 that way and 27 and 7/8 that way, so they will fit. I can cut them this way across, just lay some material across the table and let it cut into openness. But that's going to be tomorrow. It's getting late. I'm tired. Alright, I got some metal. That was all they had. It's a little heavy duty, but it just means it's going to hold. So I've got it set up. Let me double check here. Using the most out of this thing at about 39.5 inches for each leg. I'll get 3 out of 1 stick and I had to throw down some extra pressure on that one. This is the first time I've cut something this thick. But it chewed through it. It bogged down a little, but it chewed through it, definitely. Well, this is all I have left of the first stick. But I've got 4 legs, and I've got about 80 inches left of the second stick. I can do whatever with in the future. Let's get these guys welded on. So, there's one leg on, sorta, well, it's clamped in place. I had to carve out the inside radius of the angle iron here so it can get nice and tight up against it. But that's what we're dealing with. I just gotta weld it, prep the other 3 like that, and weld them on the same way. Warm. Well, it's standing on its own. Let's get this guy on here. Which way? I just got to make the slats that are going to go this way, but I can bolt the machine to it now, and I think I'll use the machine, or at least I'll give it a shot to cut those out. I still have to calibrate it, so I got to put the machine up here, and then I've got to make some spacers to rise up this so we can finish the calibration, then we can do some cutting. Well, at least that went back together well. It's bolted on, and I've got the triangle set out here, placed in these divots, and also realizing now that these have magnets built in to help keep it sturdy. Pretty awesome. I don't even think it's going to go anywhere. I might not even have to clamp that down with this being bolted down. Also, I adjusted these side screws here, and so this thing doesn't have play. You want to make sure it doesn't have play at all, but it slides so nice now, so nice. Before it was too tight. So we will go back through the calibrating stage here. It's all plugged in. Let's turn it on. Calibrate. Place machine on flat level surface. Plug in the shuttle. Press next. Homing. Okay, leave shuttle plugged in and press next. Attach stylus. Done. Shuttle on rail 1 here, and then you got 3 and 2 with the arrow pointing in the direction. What I'm not sure of is something they didn't explain on the ArcDroid video is, should I just pull it all the way back, or should I start at this little arrow, or is that simply just an indication of which direction to go, and I should start all the way back? I don't know, we'll see. Net, just see play shuttle position. Okay. There we go. A little pressure. Next. Move shuttle and tool slowly to the other end. Then press next. Success first try. Maybe. I gotta do it 2 more times. Now, place shuttle on rail 2. I assume we can just set this away for now. Rail 2. Lower it. Next, drag it. Next, move it. Seems like that's wrong. You should be going in this continue the counterclockwise direction, but whatever. He did do that same thing in the video, and that is what the numbers indicate on these rails. Next, drag. Next, attach torch, leave shuttle plugged in, and press next. The torch, okay, you got the torch set on there, and you do that by turning this knob, turning it one way, moves it up and down. Oops. It like started over on me, it just stopped and decided it was gonna start over. Aha, I had to hit home first, then hit trace. Now it's got some we're doing some stuff over here. It's got this different menu. But now let's go for it. Okay. That's so cool. Okay, so it actually went out over here, and obviously there's not going to be any cutting on this edge, so that'll be interesting to watch. Well, starting to get a little carried away. The video is supposed to be about the table, and if you're hanging in here this long, I appreciate it so much. It's taken me like 12 or 13 different tries, but I think I'm getting the hang of this. Not different cuts, just like, because you can build a file, you can draw. You don't even have to trace, you can draw a file, a picture, and just let it run without actually shooting the arc and see if it's kind of doing what you want it to do in the area you want it to do. And then if you're feeling good, cut something out, doesn't fit, then you've got some basis for comparison. Where do you make your adjustments on your drawing? So after about like 12 or 13 different save files, I think I've got one that might work, and I'm out of metal. This is the last chance I have to make one, and then save a final, then I can save it, go get some metal, and cutting out the rest of them will be real easy. But this is the end of the video, guys. I'm gonna leave you with this last ditch effort to make a slat as the closing scene here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Please hit the bell for notifications so you can see the future videos, and have a good one. Well, that was terrible. Oh, I should have hit pause. I'm sure it's fine. We'll just cut over the same line.